Hello, weather nerds. It's me, Daniel, and welcome to Daniel's Weather. As we, or Daniel Weather, whatever. Um, we're currently looking at Hurricane Laura. As you saw, it was catastrophic, Category 4, major hurricane Laura. It's been downgraded to a Category 2 at maximum sustained winds, 105. Recon aircraft aircraft recon have gone through the storm, found winds down to 105, which is actually decent for a storm that's moved over land for this amount of time. It's a little lower than forecast models, but that's better than it being higher. So forecast track right now, it doesn't seem like this thing will fully go that badly, but we still need to keep an eye on it, close eye. If we put this forward in time, it takes it all the way up through Louisiana. Excuse me. And it just flies it out to sea towards either North Carolina or Pennsylvania and Washington, D.C., around that area of fling. And depending how the high controlling it is going to push that off. If it goes towards New England, we could have some problems over here on the East Coast. Now, if I just put this forward in motion, this should be a concern. I don't know if it's in the new forecast model. Yes, it slightly is. But on the edge here, you see a little thing coming. This could be our next tropical system or possibly a major hurricane. This is September 12th, so we should be looking at this. This is 2 days after the peak of hurricane season, so we should probably start seeing ramped up in intensity of hurricanes, even if they are sparsely populated. Storms that are going to track over these waters will be going. Here's a little map out of the recon missions that have taken place. This was a little bit ago, this is just showing you the knots. So wind speed, this was right as it made landfall. So this was a little after. This was definitely a few hours ago. So this was during. So winds were still pretty high in the eye. It's around. The highest here are around 137 plus mile per hour winds in Nottage. So round that off, it's around like 145 miles per hour, roughly. Now, Laura is not the big story here. Well, actually, technically, yes, it is. As I go on to my desktop, as I lovely do, resetting for new information. Current storms that are out in the Atlantic, of course, Laura. It's not been fully confirmed that the winds have fully dropped on here. It's not been updated yet. They still say the winds are 130. That's definitely not the case, especially with these systems. That's the forecast track right there. It's going to go off the coast and then go. That's the center right there. And, yes, it's just going to start to drop off. Might become a storm later on. The convection has very died down. We had some in the south part of the storm, but now it's really gone. There's really just convection that are flaring up on the outer outflow boundaries of this storm. So, yeah, I don't really think those bands will slowly move ashore. And if we look at water vapor imagery, there's a little bit of dry air that could also be, once the eye gets exposed, that could definitely feed into the circulation. It is that thing's going against it, so it's going to work its way through, especially with thing working out. as we start to see the crisp of daylight coming on the satellite, we'll start to see the real thunderstorms flaring up in the system. As this is moving inland, it's going to cause still possibly a foot of rain in some isolated spots. It's going to pick up in speed, which means more more tropical storm force winds will be felt up in the country, maybe even in the mid parts of the country. And then it's going to zoom off over to the Carolinas, depending where it goes, because it's still a little bit until we actually know where it's going to pinpoint. All we can say right now, thank God this storm it didn't reach Category 5. Still, it would probably not really make that much of a difference, even if it did. So, yes, this might be a record breaker for this area. Also, Lake Charles, we have to say goodbye to that area. I bet it's been devastated in that area. The eye wall went right over with winds 145 miles per hour, only 5 miles down from what was, that eye, let me tell you, that eye, you see, it's starting to go away now. It's going for an eye wall replacement cycle. But the problem with the eye wall replacement cycle right now, or it's just collapsing in on itself, it's not going to come back because it's not over a fuel source, aka the warm water. The eye is still visible, even though it's like 50 to 75 miles inland at this point. Now, that storm is going to go out of the barrier of Louisiana and then going up north and up north and up north and then taking a turn off to the east. So, I almost said west, but that storm is tracking up. If we just get one more close view up to that, well, not this close, but yeah, we see that eye. It's starting to go. The eye is gone. The clear eye. There's just a little bit. It's filled fully, so no one's getting the clear eye. Although there could be just a little bit of clouds in there. Infrared, yep, shows it. It's gone. It's a little crisp still there, but it's gone. Mainly. So that's good. It's not gonna be strengthening. It's going to start to weaken a little bit quicker. I would say in the next few hours it will lower to a Category 1 and then down to a tropical storm pretty quickly. It's been Daniel here, and see you guys later. And have a good rest of your day.